What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219. Stand up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Look, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Hope everybody's had a great day. It's been an exceptional day for me. So God is tremendous, and I thank him for everything that he's doing for me, my crew, my people, my family, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and we love you guys. Let me see if I can get the darkie in here.
I'm here.
What up, Smokey?
Hey, everybody.
So Gina's at a different location, so she can't, she doesn't have the light that she normally has, so y'all bear with her. We just want to talk today, man, about school. It's coming up. It seemed like June said goodbye, August said hello, and it's time for all of the people to go back to school. All the kids to go back to school.
It's time, man. And I remember when I was a kid, it was mixed feelings. I was excited because I wanted to go to school and show off my new clothes. But I was sad that the summertime was over. You're having so much fun, and now you got to go to work.
Yeah, you got to go back to school and do that next step in your long journey to get to where you need to be. And I'm
being
telling
an adult.
Yeah, it's something else, all right? But we want to celebrate the teachers. First of all, what's up, Stacks? We want to celebrate the teachers, man, because you are the unsung heroes, man. You guys are the second phase to us, helping us parent our kids, helping us educate our kids, teach our kids to become great adults.
And
but
in some cases, bro, the first stage.
Yeah. Because as we drop our kids off at school, starting at age starting at the kindergarten age, some go to preschool, we leave their safety, their beginning of their future in your hands.
That's all right.
And you guys have to deal with not just my child or her child, but 20, 30, 40, 50 other children. You got to deal with all these personalities, and you guys have to make sure that you cater to them as a whole. Now, sometimes there's because there are some great kids out there, some which we call great students, great children, and then there's some that just got the devil in them. I mean, they're evil. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it 100.
Satan himself.
They're evil. But the thing is, but you as teachers, you guys have to deal with this, and as they get older and go to these other grades, it's even more difficult.
Yes.
I hope that some teachers will chime in. I forgot, Gina, to share. So
okay, that one might make it a little difficult. Hey, Momo.
What's going on? What's happening, family?
What's going on,
You
brother?
forgot to share, Momo.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
I didn't even put it so that Mo could get in, But we still it's still something to talk about. Last year we talked about it. This year we'll talk about it too. All right. And as we're talking, I'll start sharing some of the things. But
I mean, I have educators in my family, so
mm-hmm.
Maybe they can chime in. You
Well,
know,
one of them's in Texas. My stepmother and my uncle's in Indianapolis. So
okay, they can chime in.
let's see. I can hit them up.
But you
But
know what? The difficulties in school these days are different from the difficulties that we had in school. And it's a lot
it,
scarier to me. You
it
know, you
is.
have to worry about guns in the school. You have to worry about mass shootings in the school. It's just so much out here now that we didn't have to deal with back in our day.
Right.
I mean, we had to deal with some of it. Just depends on what school you went to. I mean, because it was Gary after all. I mean, you had some of that stuff happening, but I think one of the biggest things is the respect level just dropped into the hole. I mean, they don't respect the teachers as being teachers. Somebody that's teaching them something that's going to be worth something later on in their life. They don't respect that.
Right.
So, they don't respect it. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, you don't respect somebody. You going to school. You don't respect them. You know,
But
and
these
you
are,
treat them like and there's no consequences for none of their actions.
No.
but that's
Back
one.
in the day, we had to worry about something.
That's one of the major challenges that they face. Okay, and some of these teachers just throwing their hands up and saying, "I'm not doing it." You know, plus the fact that they're underpaid. You know,
Way underpaid. I mean, oh my God.
Mhm.
I mean, I was listening to what they entered it up to. I think it's 2020, 2030,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and starting salaries just peak out at 50 grand here. They're just
Mm.
inching these tensions up along. I mean, the starting salaries. So if you're getting out of school with $100,000 worth of debt and you're not even making 50 grand,
it's gonna
Yeah,
take.
but
to
look
pay.
at the school. Look at the teacher shortage in Florida.
That's
They're starting off
ridiculous.
school with not even enough teachers per ratio for the children, and their issue is even, you know, to me
More
even
dire.
worse because they're dealing with the governor snatching all of history out of schools in Florida, Black
Well, he's
history.
trying to, yeah,
And so a lot
he's
of the
trying.
teachers they don't want to teach. They don't want to be a part of it. And so they have a huge shortage in Florida.
Well, that's what happened when you elect somebody who tries to be a dictator instead of a leader. You know.
True.
You know, again, these are just our opinions because none of us are teachers. I think Gina, you're the closest to being a teacher that this group can have. But you know, that's one of the major challenges in my eyesight that teachers have to face, and that's the kids whose parents don't really. I'm not going to say that they don't care, but they got other stuff to do. They're trying to work and do this and that, so they're not attentive to the kids when they come home. You know what I
And
mean?
some
Yeah.
don't care, bro.
Well,
You have to be
say it
truthful.
like it
Some
is.
don't
Yeah.
care.
Say it like it is. Some of them don't care.
Yeah. What's up, Mark Casey? I hope everything's well, brother. He's got a
Mhm.
lot of stuff going on, man. Shout out to that brother.
Hey, Mark.
So let me ask y'all this: how do you think about the way that we do the way that we have school right now with our students? You know, as far as where they're at with different stages, with different grades. In other words, do you like to have all the grades always mixed together? You know, like I think most of the trouble comes into play is when you have a ninth grader dealing with a senior and vice versa.
Is
And
that how they do it? I don't even know how the school systems
Well,
are.
see here at the Gary school system, you
did they break
have
that up?
you don't have middle school anymore. You have
Really?
from first to fifth grade, and then you have
Hmm.
sixth to 12th grade.
Oh, that's terrible.
See, that's ridiculous. You
And
talking about
I
indoctrination?
didn't, I'm just glad my children are not in school now because they were talking about it back when my children were in high school, and I didn't like it then, but they didn't implement it until I think maybe a couple of years ago. And I
Well,
didn't
see,
like it then. I don't like it now. I think that the younger kids, sixth, seventh graders, they are still subjected to a lot of things that they shouldn't see in the school from
yeah,
the high school students, the ninth, the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Now they
right.
have in some of the buildings where one side of the building is for the younger kids, and then another side is for the older kids. But who's to say, I'm telling you, it doesn't work because my granddaughter
It
comes
doesn't
home
work.
and she tells me a lot of what the older kids are doing and what she sees, and it's terrible.
Tanisha's kind of breaking this down. She says Thea Bowman is that's in Gary, Indiana. For those
K through 12.
Thea Bowman is a charter school. There's K2 through 12 under one roof, and they have elementary, middle, and high, and their times are staggered. Now, when you're saying they're staggered, what do you mean it's staggered?
What happens is they all come to school at a different time and they leave at a different time, but they're still in the building at the same time at some point in the day, like majority of the day. So you may have the elementary come at 7:30, just an example, maybe 7:45. Then you have the middle school come at 8, and then you have the high schoolers come at 8:15, and then they all leave at different times so that they are all not leaving together, but they're in the same building.
They're in the same, exactly. That's just like, to me, it's very inappropriate for those grades to be mingled like that. I know in the real world and when they walk out the door, when they get away from the school, but think about this, how much influence, how much of a sharper focus that these older kids have on the younger kids. I always thought, once you got to middle school and got through elementary school, it need to be broke down, for 2 grades for each level in different buildings. In other words, after you got 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, they're all in different schools. The 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, they're in different schools. And so on until you get to 10th. And when you get to 10th grade, it's only seniors and juniors in that school. Period.
Well, that's how it was when we were growing up, but it's not like that now.
Well, we had at least 4 grades in the schools we grew up. I'm talking about breaking them down even further, the way you only have 2 grades per school.
Yeah, but the problem is that means more costs to school city, right? There's going to be more costs.
Exactly.
We need more buildings.
But
they've closed all the school buildings here.
Yeah, I know. You're making progress in incremental little steps versus big jumps, you know what I mean? And you have better control when you have those little bitty increments versus big jumps in grades like that. I know we have, but we don't, because we don't have a social study, class anymore, where we're teaching the kids how to get along in those different and respect. All that stuff was boiled up and put together in a social studies class, that we were taught how to teach each other, how to teach adults, how to teach our elders. All of that was in social studies. They don't have that no more. Or at least they don't call it social studies. I don't know what they call it now, but those were things that we were taught when we were younger.
Well, they don't have that now.
They don't have anything close to that.
There's a lot of subjects that we were taught that are no longer in the schools. Cursive writing.
Writing.
We had personal hygiene.
Right.
We had
help.
We had sewing. They don't have those I even took stenography in high school.
That's crazy, ain't it?
They don't have any of that anymore.
Automotive, electrical, printing.
Now they have the STEM classes. They have the STEM classes. The STEM classes teach more. And they go into the chemistries and the biologies, but they only have it in one school.
Well, Tanisha's telling us a whole lot of stuff here. Okay, she says that the elementaries now have pods outside of the building. It's unfortunate that the schools are no longer existing for us to have separate buildings. Enrollment went down, and quotas have to be met for their budgets.
Right.
And here's something that's interesting too, because I think everybody should know, but cursive writing stops at 3rd grade. Elsa, what's going on? Elsa, hope you're well. She says there's no home economics, no shop,
no nothing.
Class. Tanisha says the Career Center still exists. But yes. I learned how to type in high school. It was junior high school. I learned electronics basics in high school. I learned metal, how to
chemistry,
metal.
Chemistry.
And all of those things don't really exist too much anymore. We had. We had to know before we got out of school. I don't care. Look, I had all of my credits in 11th grade, okay? But before I could graduate, government and econ, you have to know about this world.
Yeah.
You have to know what's going on in this world.
But before all of that, you had social skills. You had to learn how to get to those things. You know what I'm saying? You had that. That was taught all the way from kindergarten all the way up through middle school. And you might have had some touching stuff like that in high school. But we were taught how to get along with each other. Now, we let the media do it. We let the social media do it.
Everything is hands off now. You know, there's
Because,
we don't want any lawsuits, so let them just have their way. I'm telling you,
the children as you did as they disciplined us. Okay, back in the day, Gina Tanisha says she took legal terminology.
Yeah, you had all those types of things. I took drama, acting.
I did that as well
in high school.
I did that as well.
Tanisha.
Miss Maley.
You don't have those. Now your parents better pay for you to go to a center or something to learn those things.
I mean, it's crazy.
Well, that was the whole thing.
Out there that want to do these. They want to teach these kids, but they are so limited because of all the restrictions that they have to. The teachers have to come in weeks early so that they can get ready to be prepared to get these new wave of kids in school.
You know what I remember about Westside the most was just that you learned the basics, so they were transferable skills. I mean, like we're talking about all those classes. I mean, you didn't focus on typing all the time, but you had enough to go work at a job. You know what I'm saying? That had typing in it, so you had some place to get a footing at to go to your next step in that job if you want to. Or like we were in an industrial city. I mean, it was industrial all around. So you had to learn something about a damn car, something about so on. It was a whole bunch of things that we learned at our school at that time that helped us get our footing. Now,
right, but look at the fears that are out here now. There's fears of lawsuits. There's fears of students coming to school, jumping on the teachers, shooting the teachers. There's fears of teachers dating students.
Oh, that's big here.
There's different fears out here, which has caused a lot of these roadblocks in the school.
So, there's a gang of challenges. I mean, Tanisha says it starts with the parents, though. Parents don't want you to say anything to their kids without it being a fight or something. Whereas back in the day, our parents always said, "Hey, y'all do what y'all got to do, okay?"
And if you touch them, I'm gonna touch them. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be 2 touches.
Right. And it's gonna be. They're gonna have another one when they get home.
So I don't get it, but you know what? The thing is, and again, we're talking about the challenges that teachers are going to have for this coming school term, year, whatever you call it. But there are some teachers that are out there that really want to take that.
I know a lot of them.
And they want to make sure these kids are, regardless of what the consequence may be, they want to do it. There are teachers that are taking money out of their pocket to make sure that these kids got toilet paper in the bathrooms, to make sure that they got drinks, milk and stuff like that for the little kids.
Hygiene stuff for females and stuff, everything.
And it's even a shortage of material. So these teachers are taking, and I've spoken to some teachers, they're taking their money out of their pocket to facilitate materials for these kids so that they can continuously learn. Now let's talk about the curriculum now. Has the curriculum changed?
Well, they have this new math out here that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why you want to change the math if it worked for us. They have this butterfly math that my granddaughter had to teach me. There's in my opinion,
fly the hell off.
I don't believe that in the African American communities they are preparing kids for college. They are undereducated. And I can say that I was one of those children because I was an honor roll student, straight A's and B's. And I just knew that, when I got to college, I was going to ace everything. So I loaded my schedule with financing, accounting, all these hard subjects. Because I was smart in high school. So I'm thinking I'm going to get in college and I'm going to ace all these classes. and I came out with all F's on my report card, and it was discouraging. I'm like, I know I'm not a dummy, but I really wasn't prepared for college. I did well in the curriculum that was given to me in high school. I
Did you go
aced that,
HBCU?
but that wasn't even at the level of a college education. And to me, these days, the education level was even lower. And that really scares me when it comes to these kids going. Now, I worked in the university. I worked at a university for 18 years. And I saw the difficulties that most of the students that came through, enrolled, started school, did not get past the first semester. Either they got discouraged because they couldn't keep up with the grades, or they just didn't have the knowledge to keep up with the grades. The enrollment level in our university was very, very low. And it really, you'll see pretty much where it's going to be that first semester.
The thing that I found about the curriculum in school is, in African American schools, in our schools, in our culture schools, things were taught differently. As far as understanding things, how we calculated in our minds versus other cultures, one culture to another. People that were more successful from our community in historically Black universities.
Okay, so go ahead, finish your thought.
I was just saying, and they were, they had a super high graduation rate, and again, those things have happened all over this country, and unfortunately, it's not that we don't teach enough; it's that we learn differently. It's not a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? We just learn differently. I mean, and that's not just in school; that's in life.
In life, that's the biggest thing, though. We have to make sure that these kids are getting trained for life. I mean, school is it teaches them the social abilities, all right? How to talk to people, how to get along with people, who to watch out for, who not to talk to.
That's right.
Tanisha says she's the PTA president at Bowman. She's raised funds to help. I salute you on that, man. We celebrate you for that, man. That's a great thing. But is that enough? Okay, Earl Davis has a question. So I want to ask a question. My question is it best for the students to go to trade school or go to college? In this daytime, there's my question for the panel. Okay.
I want to answer his question because
me too.
It really depends on the child. You can't say every child needs to go to college. I'm not going to say that, but you also can't say don't go to college.
But we don't want, exactly, Gina. We don't
want to depends because my daughter went to college. She went to Valparaiso University. That's a private school, and they were very expensive. She did well. She's doing well in life. My son didn't want to go to college. That wasn't what he wanted to do. He went to barber school. He went to a trade school, and he made plenty of money cutting hair.
Yeah.
And I didn't force him to go to college because it wasn't something he wanted to do. So now I'm going to force him for me to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for him to do something he didn't want to do. No, it all depends on the child. But you can't say, yes, you should go, or no, you should go until you know that child.
Yeah, and that's a conversation that you and the child have to have in order to make that concerted decision. Tanisha says her daughter graduated salutatorian and is now entering her third year at Howard. Her son is a senior and has chosen a trade instead of going to a 4-year college university. Shout out to both of those guys. Yes. At least they're trying to better themselves. Darian says preparation for college begins before high school. Many who are prepared for college academically aren't prepared financially. We have to marry expectations and reality.
It's a good one. That is a good one.
Marcella, part of the DopelivenTV live crew, she says it depends on the person, and she agrees with you. Tanisha says hers too, Gina.
But Darian, you know what? I want to say I went to college. I'm sorry. Go ahead and read it.
Yeah, Darian said trade schools are an excellent path. We don't explore that path enough. We don't. I agree totally with that one. Go ahead, Gina.
I just want to say I went to college and it paid off for me. I took up management and marketing, and I've used my degree. I excel with it. I wouldn't have gotten into the positions that I got into without my college degree. Now, I have my granddaughter right now who's telling me, yeah, I don't know if I want to go to college. She's 13. but she wants to start her own nail salon. I'm encouraging her to go because a business degree coupled with a nail salon is going to make her more
it gives you those tools.
Bankable.
It's going to give her more tools than just sitting there doing nails. Like I'm telling her, you want to run the salon, not sit there and do nails all day.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to know the back end of those things. It's not just because you can do something really well, does not mean you can have a successful business.
Right. Right. And that's another thing too. I mean, we have to, and the teachers as well, because we're talking about teachers and the good things that they can do and the challenges and things of that nature that they have to face before this new school term comes in. Now, let me tell you, initially I went to Ivy Tech, got a welding certificate. All right. Then I said, I'm gonna go back. I went to ITT and I got an electronics associates in electronics. Then I said, and later in life, I said, well, you know what? I want to do something else. So I went to Michigan State and got me a business, a bachelor's in business. And I'm on television. I did television for a living, basically. You know, I worked the other jobs, but this is to say that everybody, just like everyone else was saying, everybody isn't going to go to college, you know, but you got to find that way. You got to go through those lanes. But if we take the initial step and learn in school the basics, just learn the basics, the basics,
the fundamentals.
We have to respect these teachers. We have to hold these teachers up. We have to help these teachers help us. You know what I mean? Let me read some of these comments real quick. Marcella says, some aren't prepared for college mentally and emotionally. Yeah, you're leaving the house now. You got to go. All right. Darian says, send her to Ivy Tech for a 2-year degree. There you go. Tree agrees with you, Gina. Tanisha says her son is in barber school now and will earn his credit hours for his license before he graduates high school. He also wants to take up automotive. I say do it. Do what he has to do.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with learning a trade that you can use your hands. You will never be out of money.
That's right.
Oh, I'm telling you, back when the floors of those cars were rusting out and stuff like that, that welding certificate came in handy. My father I was welding floors, bro. Making sure people didn't do the Flintstones, you know, through their car.
Make it happen.
Maurice, you're going to say something?
Well, I was just kind of. I think Gina hit the nail on the head when she was saying it. I mean, it ain't for everybody. You know, I didn't go to school like you guys did. I went to corporate school, so you know, I got to talk corporately. That was my thing, you know.
Oh, right.
And my whole thing is this: if you feel like wherever you need to be, doctor, lawyer, those things you got to take your ass to school. If you want to be a doctor or lawyer, you ain't gonna learn no hands-on with that. And again, everything the way I was taught in my brain from my father was, everything that you do has some value. Everything that you do, no matter what it is, it has some value. You take those micro experiences and make bigger experiences. In other words, they're transferable skills. You move those skills, you might be doing something like, I think I've said this earlier, where you might be working at McDonald's, you're a manager at McDonald's. You can take those management skills to another more prosperous job. So those transferable skills, you move them to another spot.
And that's absolutely true, Mo, which is why I went into management and marketing, because that's transferable. I could be a manager at a business. Yep. I could have my own business and manage it. That is why I went into that field, because it was a versatile degree. It was versatile to me.
Absolutely. Let me shout out some of these people that are watching, man. We appreciate you guys. Amina Chandler Taylor, she has a school, a college where
she does.
Young ladies and young men get to another level in life. All right. Y'all need to shout check her out. Earl Davis, appreciate your comments, brother. Most definitely. Tanisha, always, man. Jadonna, the Arthur Mathis, that girl right there. Katrina Watts, man, you know, you fantastic woman. Also, Darian Collins, man, she is such a beautiful person, mind, body, and soul, man. Okay, Darian, appreciate everything that you do. Let's get some of these questions, comments. I'm sorry. Earl says, I have a question. Are the city or the county putting interest in the schools? We'll answer that in a minute, okay? He says too many politics in schools at this time. Tanisha says she agrees. Darian says, I think we need to go through the occupational outlook book, which tells the in-demand professions over the next 10 years. Then those that are seeking college degrees will know what's in demand and what will be in demand from employers. That's an point right there. Tanisha says, Darian, I had my son do a free career assessment where he will know the direction where he wants to go. It has to happen, guys. All right. And there's some teachers again that will do these things that will. But the thing I'm saying is, if you can remember back in our time, we had counselors. We had a row of counselors. We had the 7th grade counselor, 8th grade counselor, the 9th grade. You can't go to the other. You go to your counselor because they specialize in making sure that you got to that next level. Right. You know, they don't do that anymore.
No.
They pick a teacher from somewhere to try to mentor, but that teacher is not equipped to do that. Right. Not saying that they don't want to, you know, and that's what I'm saying. We have to make sure that these teachers are equipped to do every single thing.
Darian brought up a good point. You have to know what direction things are going in at the time. You know, nobody back 30 years ago thought, let me take IT because everything is going to be electronic. We're going to be on computers. That's not what we were looking at. You know, how many people took IT? We didn't take IT because it was not a big thing then. People didn't even have computers in the home.
Not yet.
Now, you know, you have so many people going into IT because it's not going anywhere and it's steadily growing. Healthcare. We had so many people in our school enrolling for healthcare because they said healthcare is never going anywhere. People are always going to be sick. People are always going to come to the hospital. And so healthcare was a huge choice for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have to think about what the role entails. Healthcare. Do you want to be a CNA? Do you want to be on your feet all day? Do you want to be on call 24/7? You have to think about all those things when you think about a career.
See, can you help with Darian's question? She wants to know where she can find that assessment. She said, hold, please.
So just like you were saying, you know, there's a lot of people don't, you know, think that automation is going to come take their job. And I always say, look, somebody got to fix the damn thing that's taking your job. So if a robot's taking your job, learn how to fix the damn robot. You know?
Mo, let me tell you guys. You guys know I was in Indy this weekend, right? I went to visit my cousin in the hospital. This was the weirdest thing I ever seen in my life. There were no people there. Like, do you see the horror movies when you see people running to the hospital and no people are there, and you be like, that'll never happen. There's always there were no people in the hospital. They had an automated registration where they had these electronic things and you register yourself.
That's right.
There was absolutely no one there to check you in, to say what floor are you going to, who are you here to see. It blew my mind.
Yeah, it like I said, you learn how to fix the stuff. That's the reason why I jumped into ATMs. I said, well, people gonna need money, and they come into cashless society, but it's always there's another step for that already in the business that I'm in.
Right there. Why, you know, now we have to think differently, you know, because it's not as simple as it was back in the day. We have to think differently now. It's the technology age. Period. You got people these kids think that because they saw a couple of people making $1 million on YouTube that they all can, okay. We gotta at least get them, and it's possible. They're so smart on their own, you know, doing this stuff that they feel that they don't need to school. But you're still going to need some schooling. You still got to have basics. If you ask any one of those YouTubers, except for the ones that are doing the really stupid stuff to get likes,
look, not just the YouTubers, but the athletes, the actors, the rappers. They'll tell you, look at Will Smith. He had to file bankruptcy when he was young because he mismanaged his money. He learned from that, though. You know,
he ain't mismanaging
one of the things I really want to go back to, you know, a school, our elementary through high school. A lot of what we need to be successful in life is not taught in the schools. I learned my business acronyms from my mom. My mom was she was the best to me, the best business person I had seen in my whole life. Growing up, I remember my mom just, doing all kind of things business related. She was buying savings bonds. She would have silver coins. She would buy, and she would always teach us, always purchase things that have value in case you need to get your hands on money. You could go pawn them, you could sell them. They have to have value though. And those are the things that I remember. And that's what I was taught. Where's the financing taught in school? These kids get out, they don't even know how to balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
They should,
use a checkbook.
Balance a checkbook.
Darian says she's so tired of that digital creator moniker. Everybody's a damn content creator now. I hate it too, Darian. I really do, because of the fact that, and I want to say this too. Okay, so I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of TikTok. I watch everything. Okay, so that I can just see what's out there. I see something where these women feel that, because I don't know who taught them this one, but they are looking for those scammers and those guys that are making a gang of money, those YouTubers, all right, and they feel that they don't have to do anything. They say that the guys might ask, well, what do you bring to the table? They say they are the table. Like, you didn't learn that in school. All right. In school, you were taught that you have to work in order to make it. You got anybody who's got any ounce of sense. You have to work in order to get the things that you need. All right. Not want, but need. The wants will come after you've done the needs. Okay. But but where do these women and these guys, I'm not going to lie, it's the guys too, get off saying, I don't have to work because he taking care of me, or I don't have to work because she taking care of me. All right. I can't fathom that. All right. Look, we've gotten, I'm not going to say we got off track, but we want to celebrate the teachers.
That was on point. That's like back to the subject.
We want to celebrate. I mean, it's a broad. I mean, as we try to say, these teachers are so great. We want to celebrate them, okay, but they have challenges, all right, and a lot of them are dropping out because of the fact that these challenges, they're insurmountable challenges. They can't be met. They need the help as well, all right. So we as parents, we have to help them. Even alumni, we have to help to make sure that these schools are equipped with
what they need.
Teachers need.
But why do we have some bad ones out there? I always feel like if you don't like a certain career or position, don't go into it. If you don't like children, don't be a teacher. Don't have a daycare. But guess what? I ran across a lot of those type of people. I'm telling you, I pulled my granddaughter out of a school because she had a teacher that came in every day and told the kids in the class, "You're never going to be anything. You're nothing."
Yeah. Well, see,
you're not going to tell my grandchild that.
No,
you're not going to put that in her head.
They've gotten frustrated. That's what it is.
So let me ask you a question. Is that a culture thing that happened that day? Was that somebody from another culture, Gina?
It was somebody from another culture.
That's crazy. That is crazy. And you'll find that out more than anything. Like I said earlier about how our schools, how we're being taught in our schools, and then how people see us from the outside, and they try to bring that crap on the inside to pull us down even further. And we don't get to get the tools that we need. Now you got these people doing stupid stuff like, getting rid of affirmative action, which a lot of folks think they should have gotten rid of a long time ago. I don't, because guess what? They've had a leg up long time, and a lot of us still didn't get the leg up that we supposed to get with affirmative action. When it's time to go to school, a lot of us still didn't get it. A lot of people saying, well, I didn't get no leg up. I didn't get no extra special treatment to go through college. I still had to work my butt off to go through college. I just don't understand a lot of stuff about where people are withdrawing back the history of this country. And our culture is part of the history of this country. It's a big part, and it's being whitewashed.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
We're not pulling out the other books.
No, we're not pulling them
out. Like, pull all the books out then.
They're not going to do that.
We have to.
Ours is so big. It's a big part of this country. And you know what's so crazy about it is another culture created that history. They created it. They made it happen because of what they were doing to us. They made it happen. And now they're going to get rid of it.
But that, again, I'm going back to what I said earlier. That's another roadblock that teachers have to face in Florida. You think it's hard here and where you're at, but think about having to deal with that.
Oh, I mean, we deal with idiots. We got an idiot down here doing some of the same stuff, but you know, it's ridiculous to just want to, you know, cherry pick or pick the things that you think out in our history that our kids need to know. That's another part of social skills. I mean, if we don't know about each other, guess what? We're going to have conflict all the time.
So that leads me to another I'll say a challenge that the teachers have. Okay, they got to create engaging lesson plans that fit. You know, do they have a leeway? And Tanisha, you might be able to answer that. Do they have the leeway to put in some of the stuff that they think that these kids need to understand, especially being African American kids? Because these African American kids, you know, they grow up. We need to learn not what Grand Theft Auto teaches us or what YouTube teaches us. We need to learn what's really out there. We need to learn the history. We need to learn why we are in the position that we're in right now. Why do people look at us funny? Why are we challenged out there when it comes to getting the jobs that we deserve, as opposed to getting jobs that we just I'll say
accept.
There you go. I mean, again, you know how much these teachers are going to school and they have to smile and laugh and
go along with things.
I know that there's a lot of them that have something that they want to say, and if they put it into and that puts another part in there too. How much is the administration? How much are they helping them to teach these kids? Are they just being in figureheads and saying, okay, I'm the principal, I'm the vice principal, and you got to do what I say, and don't do this, don't do it? Or are they saying, okay, look, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear what you guys have to offer these kids, and let's make it work.
Well, I think that it ties into what Tanisha does, which is she's part of the PTA. And I went to a few of those PTA meetings. You don't see a lot of parents there. You're not going to get change until you have people to come out there and voice what they want. You don't have the parents doing that.
That's true.
She just said, as a single mom, didn't we talk about this the other day? Single mom. As a single mom, it starts with me. I'm the teacher too, but I also work with my son's teachers in order for him to be successful. I was very hands-on with my son in school.
And so am I.
I know Darian was the same way with her son. You know, you have to know what your child, at the end of the day, hey, what did you learn in school? What were the bad things in school that you didn't like? What happened? Period. You know, they don't eat at the table anymore together, okay, when we come home, okay? So now that conversation is not had because you eating here, they're eating there, this and that, okay? But when we were young, we ate at the table and we
sit down and eat.
That's right. And if you didn't get there in time for everybody to sit down, you didn't eat.
That's right.
You didn't eat.
But see, that goes back to discipline, what we was talking about. Ain't nobody talking about 1, 2, 3 and ABC every daggone day. But for the most part, when somebody asks you something to do on a job, and I don't say tell, I say ask you something to do on the job, and you tell them to kiss your ass. I mean, they haven't learned that that's part of the system, that the rules apply to you too. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids don't, you know, they don't think the rules apply to them.
Tanisha says, we don't get the support from the teachers or board members, and her principal shows up. All right. So when the principal shows up, they're just being the figurehead, right? See, that's the problem for me.
But look what she says after that. The same 5 parents will show up for the meetings. The same 5 parents.
And see, how
are you going to get a change with that?
But this says a lot about what Tanisha does as the president, okay? Even though those same 5 presidents show up, you still show up. You still show up so that you can lead them, and maybe some other ones will come through. You know, it's the beginning of the a new school year now, so
her principal is involved.
Okay, but if the principal's involved, okay, the principal is involved, how much more can you, Tanisha, and that principal effect a change? Let these teachers teach some of these other skills. You know, teach the curriculum, and then maybe take 15 minutes at the
But
end.
I think that goes back to the question that Earl asked, which is, I think he said, does the city or the county, are they involved?
Probably not.
And no, because they look at, I don't believe so, because if you, I don't know if it's the red tape they don't want to deal with, you know, to make a change for this, that, or the other. I don't understand how you can have in one community, you can have nice laptops and books and all of these nice things in one school community, and then the next one right next door, you don't have anything.
They don't have paper and pencil.
That part I don't understand.
I don't either.
So is it that they're not allocating the money correctly, or it's not being allocated towards the schools? I don't know.
Which leads to Tanisha's comments. Some teachers don't even want to go beyond their contracts, you know. She says Portage of Gary.
That's right.
It's just, you know, I don't even know now at the age that I'm at now. I don't even know when school starts, when they let out and this, and I just know when the prom time comes, and then graduation is not far behind, and then we have a whole new slew of young adults that are coming out. And we have, you know, some of them got their plans already set, and they're great and this and that. But
and a lot of them are not prepared, though.
A lot of them are not prepared. I remember when I was in high school and graduated, our salutatorians and valedictorians, I saw a lot of them on the street, man. They just weren't. Yeah. They went crazy. They weren't.
Yeah. Same here with my class.
I'm like,
well, we thought with those, if anybody, those people are gonna be like presidents or governors or something super leaders. But you know, you'll be surprised how many of those people come out and get the pie in their face. They get that surprise. Yeah, you know, like that the life don't go the way they. You know, ain't nobody out there to say good job every 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
But you know what? I always remember.
They don't know you yet.
I always remember something my drama teacher said to the class one time. We did this play and it was fabulous. We got a standing ovation. He told us, if this is the best achievement that you've had in your whole life, you haven't done anything. No. That resonated with me. And that, I didn't understand it at the time, but as I got older, I understood it. If I look back and I said, you know, this was the best thing I ever did in my life 20 years from now, and I'm talking about what I did in high school on that stage, I haven't advanced.
I'll tell you, Gina, and shout out to my man, John Campanile. That's my brother right there.
Hey, John.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to tell you, I had drama as well, okay? I did not like the teacher one bit, all right? And I always skipped the class. I went to the Spanish teacher, and she would let me sit in there, and I learned Spanish very well, all right? But I would come back to the class for the tests, all right? And she pulled me to the side one day. She says, you know what? Because you're so charismatic, I'm going to let you pass this class because I know what you can do, all right? So, but she said, you can't scoot through life like this, okay? You can't, just because something you don't like, you can't scoot around it. You got to face what you don't like. You got to face your fears and just face them head on and run through them, all right? She told me this, and I guess the last few weeks of school, I went to the class. I passed it, you know. She didn't hold me back, but that, you know, these teachers, there are teachers like her, which I didn't even like the teacher, but she gave me some great advice. And Gina, you're right. If that is the best, I'm this is so amazing because I didn't even like none of this stuff, and I went to all of these schools, and I did a TV show for 12 years, a successful TV show for 12 years. And now we're doing this, which is success as well, man. And it's amazing how the life takes its twists and turns, and you never know where you're going to be, okay? But you got to have the education. You got to have the knowledge in order to get to where you need to go to. You were going to say something, Mo.
Yeah, I was just going to say, effective change. Some of these kids are very woke. I mean, not just the BLM movement, but to get things done, to make a change, you got to do something different. And you got some of these kids out here doing some really, really good stuff as far as making changes is concerned. As far as, even taking the pieces that we had to back that were in our experiences in school and putting those back together and trying to make something happen. And the reason why things are changing is because some people are pulling this stupid stuff, like the people down in Florida and the people in Tennessee pulling this stupid stuff on education. That's when you're getting close because they're paying attention.
You're right, Mo. You're right.
I mean, it's not all of them, but again, it's a lot of them that don't know how to deal with something like this. They're dealing with it the wrong way.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you. What is it? Generation Z.
Ain't no joke.
I'm gonna tell you. It's almost. They're almost like we don't need the education system. We don't need these teachers. We're going to learn on our own, and we're going to learn some things that's not even in the school and implement it. I see a lot of that out there with that with the Generation Z. I mean, they're just they have a different intelligence to me.
Don't care nothing about barriers. Very smart, but they don't use it the right way. All right.
Don't care nothing about barriers. That's for sure.
Right. Earl says the normal high school graduate he's seen since he's been in Georgia, they don't know how to fill out a regular job application or be prepared for the interview. Marcella says also food has a lot to do with learning. Are the kids eating?
Oh, without a doubt.
Or lunch? Some school systems have eat breakfast and lunch. Why not all of them? If kids are hungry, they can't learn. True. Earl says, but these kids can get in front of a PlayStation game and play with their eyes closed, but when they get into the real world, they'll be lost. That's a fact.
Real fast. Real fast.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, and Tanisha says, and there are a lot of kids that don't get a meal at home, right?
Yeah.
We were supposed
to be
celebrating the teachers. We were supposed to be celebrating them.
We did.
We're celebrating the teachers. We're loving, and we understand the struggle, and we're just explaining the struggle. The struggle is real. It is real with the teachers. And Lord have mercy, I don't even know how my stepmother did it, as long as she did it, and she was doing Gary and Chicago.
And I'm going to reach out to some teachers to do a show with them, with just them, so that they can tell us, what's going on with them and the challenges that they made, the successes that they're having, and this and that. Tanisha said, "But who's buying the games?" The parents.
That right there. That there.
So, you know what? I told Gina, I said, you know what, Gina, I don't even know if we don't have any people, but we have to talk about some things sometime ourselves, okay? Because we have gone through a lot of stuff and we've seen the changes in this world. I think we were privileged to see hear Martin Luther King speak, hear Malcolm X speak, see Muhammad Ali do what he did, see Mike Tyson did what he did, see of the first Black president being elected,
We saw a lot, yeah.
Mike Tyson bite off an ear?
But Mike Tyson, look,
Mike Tyson been the youngest and the greatest.
Before he did all of that.
Yeah. Boy went Pitbull on the mug.
In the first round, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember that. Oh God, that used to be so.
Set that meeting up for you.
Let's do that, Tanisha.
What meeting?
For the teachers.
That was for the teachers, the career path deal.
Set that up. We'll do it tomorrow if they come through. I'm serious. She said, "Go back to West Side."
You know what's so crazy? A lot of people don't know the history of that school. At his school got so much history that came out of it, it ain't funny.
And it's the only one still standing, you guys.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's the only one still standing.
We had a lot of come out. We had a lot of history come out of Northwest Indiana school systems. The way that schools are ran today came out of Northwest Indiana. Mr. Wirt had a lot to do with the way they shift classes and everything. That didn't come from nobody else. The government took that model and spread it over the whole country. You can look it up.
Earl says maybe if we put a school class to the PlayStation game, and the kids might learn more developing a PlayStation game. So let's develop a PlayStation game. A learning.
Put them in the school. I don't know. They already they
won't play it because it means they got to be educated. They won't play it. They got to think too much for it. Marcella says, let's get teachers from different communities. They have different experiences, funding, etc. Yeah, set that up, Tanisha. Marcella, if you know somebody, set it up, okay? We want to talk to everybody, black, white, green, whatever color. You know, we want to know the
I want to
challenges.
talk to those green ones.
We want to hear. But teachers, hey, look, we appreciate you guys. We support you guys.
We do.
All right, let us know. Here's three people here. Mo will even go in Tennessee. We'll speak to the kids. We'll tell them challenges that we've gone through. You know, not saying that we're the best at it. All right, but we can only tell you what we've gone through. We can only tell you the truth of what we've gone through, our journeys. And hopefully, if we continue to talk about it, and we know what you guys are facing, we continue to talk about it. Maybe we can help. You know, develop a way to help at least some people. We're not going to tell. We can't help everybody. All right, period. We cannot help everyone. But if one teacher has a method that works, let's share that method. You know, well, the principal has a way to change the way that the school is run. Let's support that change. Let's just do what we need to do in order to make sure that these teachers are supported and that they're held high. And legislators, please pay these teachers what they deserve. Please.
Earl, I went to Ball State University.
Michigan State, what's up?
The thing about that is the history of our experiences to our kids is the best teacher. And what we need to do is be able to take those experiences and give them to the teachers and say, hey, this is what it took for me to get here. Let me make sure that they don't repeat the bad stuff so they know what's going on and, you know, from our history. And we seem to be repeating our history right now, the bad part of our history, where people are locking us out of education and locking us out of the truth.
I feel like we're allowing it though, Mo. I really feel like we're allowing it to.
It did seem like we was kind of sitting back, and the people that, you know, that's supposed to be letting us know what's going on up there didn't let us know what's going on until it was too late, you know. So
I think, you know, there will be a few that'll be lost.
Yeah,
you know, we can't get everybody. I mean, when I say we, I mean we collectively as a whole, as a nation. We're not going to get everybody, but again, if we can just touch a few and get some, because there's always a few in every class. My son he had scholarships everywhere for football and baseball, but everywhere that he had those scholarships, those same people that were in high school that weren't doing anything, they were getting those little scholarships too. Ball State and Vincennes and this and that. Okay, we said, his mother and I, we decided that he was not going to any school that these kids were going to. Not saying they were bad kids. I'm just saying we wanted him to get a whole different culture, a whole different group of kids, and learn some other things, a different social aspects. So we sent him to another school. He did his 4 years, learned a lot more. Those people that, and I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but those guys that he graduated with in high school, that was his clique, none of them graduated.
Wow.
None of them, not one. All right, they're doing well. Some of them are doing well. There's a couple that are gone. I mean, when I say gone, they're dead. There's some that are indigent. They don't have jobs, and I've seen a couple of them walking the street. I mean, it's the mentality of the kid. Number one, if they want to do it, do it. You can do it. Anybody can do anything. Okay, but the other thing is the parents have to help, and the parents have the best help in the world because they have those teachers. Support those teachers, guys. Support those teachers because they will help you raise your kid. It will help you get your kid on the path to greatness. Period. Mo, we can get out of here. Say something.
Oh man, again, the history of our cultures, all of our cultures, not just Black culture, but all of our cultures is very important in our school system, and we need to make sure that it's all included in those school systems, all of it.
Gina, thank you.
Parents, support these teachers. Be a part of your child's education. Don't just send them to school, expect them to learn everything from school and then come back home. You have to be a part of it. I started teaching my children before they even got in school. And when they started in kindergarten, the teachers were so surprised as to how much they knew that you know, my daughter was pushed up to, you know, the gifted and talented program. You have to be a part of their lives. You can't expect the teachers to teach your child everything.
You know what? The more we support these teachers, the more they'll be motivated to be more productive. The more they'll be wanting to come to school to do their job, all right? Because they know that they are affecting a change. They know that they are helping someone to become a better person. They know that they are creating adults, you know? So, hey, man, look, support these kids, man. Support the teachers as well. Earl says real quick, this is a great show today. Love you all. You did a great job.
You, Earl.
Thank you, Earl. Lanita says praying for a positive, peaceful school year. Absolutely.
Amen, Lanita.
We're going to close on that. Thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with us. We'll be back tomorrow. We might have some teachers on tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know. We got something else. I don't know how we do, all right? But this is Dope Living TV Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?